Alright guys, so I've reworked some devil fruits and added new ones, along with reworking Bacento. So today you'll be seeing that. So first up, we gotta do the Gum Gum fruit. So this rework was crazy. It reworked base form, gear 2, and gear 3. So, base form now has 3 attacks. Normal is just pistol. Hold it down a little, it's rifle. Hold it down a lot, and it's I think it's called like shotgun or something. But then the second ability is Gatling gun, and it can ricochet off the tiles. Then we've got Stomp. And we also have this one, I forget what it's called. But it does some good damage. Because it also does damage when turning up. So, that's base form. Now on to gear 2, which I've added a little bit like steam particles. It's still a work in progress, but it's something. Anyways, so normal pistol. Then we have rifle and bazooka. Alright. Then we have Gatling gun. Then we have Stomp and Luffy's headbutt. And then in the air, we have this one. I think it's called Fireworks or something. But it's crazy. But yeah, so that's gear 2. Now moving on to gear 3. So that's just normal pistol. Then we have rifle and bazooka. And these first 3 that I always show are only 1 keybind. You just have to hold it down for longer to get the other ones. Then we have Gatling. Alright. And we have Stomp, which is the same if you're in the air or not, so. But yeah, so those were the gears that got reworks, but now this is Bounce Man, which has just a normal punch. Then it has punch where you can bend it around. Okay. And then it has a type of Gatling gun. The Gear 4s still need some work in progress, but they work. But yeah, so that's all for Bounce Man. Well, you also get a flight option. But if you have Geppo, you don't really need to use that keybind. But yeah, so now on to Tank Man. As of right now, Tank Man only has 1 ability. And it is mostly used to repel enemies away. So let's spawn a zombie in. But yeah, it's mostly used to just like repel it. And the Gear 4 forms do use hockey, so keep that in mind. So while we're waiting for the hockey to go back up, Bacento, alright, right now, doesn't do much, right? We have Mouse 1, which is just a little stab, and then Mouse 2, which you just spin it around. doing damage. Okay. But you'll see how it gets better. So let's head over to Snake Man now. Snake Man has Bending Punch 2. Then it has one where you fire off 2 punches at the same time. And if I hop in here real quick, third ability. Okay, I wasn't quick enough. But yeah, if you do like have your mouse over here and moving in a direction, you do launch yourself forward too with this move. But Snake Man, the third ability launches 4 punches. But that is all for the Gum Gum fruit. So now let's use one of these and eat the dark fruit, which dark fruit got reworked. It looks better now. So first ability is Black Hole. Okay. Then second ability is Dark Liberation, which is practically the same as Black Hole, just it does a little more damage. We have this one, which is practically just a Spirit Bomb. And it does damage when it's just like, when enemies are flying near and it's charging up, so that's pretty cool. And the fourth ability, which is normally Mobility, is actually a utility type move, Dark Recuperation. It clears any debuffs like on fire or poisoned, you know, any debuffs like that. It clears that, so you don't have to worry about those anymore until you get it again. But it does have a almost 30-second cooldown, so keep that in mind. But that is it for the dark fruit. So now on to Operator. So the room looks a lot better now. Alright? And you can leave it up and just walk away. But I'm gonna need it over here to show. It doesn't do damage anymore. And that's because the abilities, in order to do them, you need to actually be in here. And the second ability is a explosion, pretty much. The third ability is that, and it drops hearts when you hit enemies. Or, well, the chance of dropping hearts is higher. See? So it's practically a lifesteal move. But sadly, that is all for Operator. Didn't really do too much with that. But on to Pika. So first ability is just shooting a like little beam of light. Second one, a pillar of light. But keep in mind it does kind of have the bottom where your player is. So if you're in the air, it's gonna be a little weird. But then we have this move, the third ability, and we also have a flight. And that is all for the light fruit, but I feel like it is a big improvement compared to what it was before. And now the Mero fruit. So, the first ability is a charge ability. If you don't charge it all the way... So that wasn't charged all the way. This one is. The more you charge it, the bigger the fist is, the more damage it does. Then we have the second ability. Okay, which second ability does change when you get in the air. The first ability doesn't change in the air. But then the third ability, we have this, okay? And if we press ability 1 and 3rd, we get the pillar of fire, practically. But you have to time that pretty good. And we have the flight. Which I think is really cool, because you can control where it's going. But that is it for Mero, which again, big improvement compared to what it was before. And the final fruit that got a rework, Gura. Now this fruit, everyone wanted it to get a rework. And it did. So, ability 1. It's a charge ability. The more you charge it, bigger it is. Like normal. So that's the first one. Second is just like, you know, making an earthquake in the air and the air just spiraling and damaging enemies. Then we have the third ability, which, let's get over here. It's another charge move. You can just press it to get that, but if you charge it gets big. And if you're in the air, you get this. A double, like, earthquake. And this also has a mobility type move. The more you hold it, the higher you can go. And that does damage too. And if you're already in the air and you don't want to take fall damage, press the mobility key. You get popped up a bit, and you end up taking no fall damage. So, that's the cool thing. But yeah, so Gura got a really nice rework, and the Bacento rework ties into it too, because now, since we have the Gura fruit, we can use Bacento with its abilities. So, yeah, that's really cool, because now Bacento is pretty worthwhile to get, especially since you can use the Gura fruit with it. But that is it for Gura. So now we have the Mero. So, Mero has 3 abilities. Okay. Has Pistol Kiss. This is ability 2, this one's 1. And this is 3. It is stationary, shoots where your mouse was aimed. But yeah, if I like aim my mouse up there, it'll shoot up there. So it is practically a turret, but it doesn't last all that long. This doesn't have any type of mobility or utility move yet, so there is that. But that is it for Mero, so let's move on to Yomi. So Yomi has 2 abilities right now. Well, I guess technically 3, but one is a passive. So the first ability, let's show you over here. Summons little like ice spikes, and if those ice spikes hit an enemy, it creates these bigger ones, which deal more damage. And as the second ability, you want to stay somewhere safe. You just control the soul with your cursor, but you cannot move. You are stuck. That is why I said you'd want to be somewhere safe. And then the passive, I need to start taking some damage to show you, so let's go ahead and spawn in a few zombies. So, the passive is pretty much whenever you hit below 25 health, you will get revived. If I can die quicker, that would be nice. There we go. See, you've been revived. And back up to max. So that's the passive for Yomi. Pretty cool. But that is it for it. Now, on to the Kilo Fruit. So the Kilo Fruit has 2 abilities. The first one is the umbrella. You can float up. And the second one is you make yourself heavier and fall down. And you do some damage. But yeah, the first ability can kind of be counted as mobility, since you can somewhat move around easier with it. And the second ability does take away fall damage. So if you go up real high, you can use it and survive the fall. This one doesn't have any passives. So that is it for the Kilo Fruit. Still a pretty decent fruit though. And next, the Hana fruit, or flower. So, it has 3 abilities. First one, you summon your hands. They do some damage. Second one, you, here, let's spawn an actual enemy in. You launch this projectile, and when it hits an enemy, it'll spawn those hands, which will do damage, repeated damage if it doesn't kill them on the first try. And the third ability, probably the best damaging one. Giant legs. So that's the updated fruits. The fruits also have mastery now, along with the here, if I get another gum fruit. Oh, right. Yeah, the gears also show mastery now, because I know that was an issue for people. Didn't know how to tell what mastery it was at. So now if you transform, it says mastery is whatever percent it's at, and it says it for all of them. So you know how far you have till the next year. And on top of that, the different types of hockey also have mastery. And coming in the next update, so this is a nice little sneak preview for you guys, armament hockey, and it also changes your appearance when you transform, or well, use it. Now this is version 2, so it covers more of your body. version 1 is just your arms. But that is pretty much it. So, see you guys in the next clip.